She'll be at the
Be
bodega.
right there with you. Right there with you with some oiled up Brazilian.
Exactly.
Yeah, Jesus.
y'all can deal with this cold and all this, political bullshit.
At the Copacabana. And by the way, next week's episode, woo, Jesus, next week's episode.
Yes,
Make
that's
sure. Yes.
right.
We're finishing up
Don't
Black
wanna
History Month
miss it.
right.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Hey, community, here's what's brewing today.
Beyonce, Texas holds.
Kelly Rowland's Today Show.
And Ask Yo Aunteas, selfish son of a witch. So get your cups ready for Minority Report.
Hey, welcome to Minority Report. It's Auntie Carell.
It's Auntie Dawon.
And it's Auntie Jarrell. Hey, y'all.
Hey, how y'all ladies doing today?
Girl, like he said off camera, Dawon said, him got 15 jobs. That's how I'm doing today.
15 jobs. I think I love you.
Girl, yes.
That's
yeah.
right.
She started coaching again after 2 years. So
Hey.
we got a whole bunch of like Catholic school stuff that got to like recertify for, CPR, like sudden cardiac arrest stuff I got to get certified for, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and then she's been doing trainings all day too for work. So like I've been literally in front of a computer since 7 a.m.
Busting and moving. I know that's right.
Yeah.
You know, with CPR, I feel like, because I haven't done CPR since college, I feel like every job and everything, like, we all should be CPR, like, certified. Like, it should just be part of, like, your job. Because, like, you just
I
don't
don't
know
want
when
that
this shit, you don't need that shit.
I
But
don't wanna be looking at somebody
if we're all certified, then
don't
you
wanna
can
be
still
looking at
stay back
somebody
in the
and be like,
background a little
I
bit.
don't really like
Very
him.
much a Leo, very much like, somebody help her. Help her, Rhonda, help her. She needs some milk.
I missed that class.
Right.
Look, it'd be hard enough.
I was
to
booking
keep
busy
up.
that day. Missed it.
It'd be hard enough to like catch up on all of those like HR trainings that you have to take, those like digital
Yeah,
courses or
dear
whatever, that'd be taking you a whole goddamn day
That's
to
a
finish.
true statement.
And this is coming from somebody who's in HR, so
that's right. That's
You know,
a true
and they
ass
got
statement.
really
like
smart
that.
too, because these ones they do this you have to be on this screen for a certain amount of time. So even
That's some
though
bullshit.
you've
I'd be
done this
mad.
before and you're like, okay, I know what it like. I'm just here to click next and answer the questions. Like, no, bitch, you gotta stay on this screen for 5 minutes. 5
Yep.
minutes.
Look,
The video was
damn.
2 minutes and 50 seconds.
there
What
was
you
a
mean?
there was a course that's required specifically in New York where it's a sexual harassment and discrimination course, and it is required that you're in the course for 2 hours. Now there's literally only 30 to 35 minutes of content, so that literally means you have to keep your screen open and active for 2 hours before that shit is like, okay, you can move on. It's
That
ridiculous.
make you not want to harass nobody.
It make me want to harass everybody. God damn it!
Look, she said, I know what to say and what not to say. And I got plenty to say, okay?
I know, because for years, like, it used to have like the 1 speed, 1.5 speed, 2 times speed.
Oh, yeah.
And now they even started getting rid of that shit, because I used to put that shit on 2 times speed.
Got the chipmunks.
Oh, it'd be like sexual harassment.
No means no. Yep.
Period. Oh man, you're
I
right,
honestly
you're
just
right.
wish, and I've been fighting for this for a long time, but it never goes anywhere because a lot of this stuff is like federally within your state mandated.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like there should be a test out option for all of these like security, HR, privacy, like online,
Like how you could test
digital
out in
courses.
college.
Yeah, like because a lot of these courses, and I don't know why we're going. We need to go on. 'Cause this is
Girl, clock
not-
out. Clock out, girl. Look, the work hats start coming on, bitch.
We over here digging holes now. We getting deeper and deeper in this.
Did I
Let's
just
move
have a
on.
work meeting about this?
Right, show did.
I did have to get somebody's bundle together today, though. I literally had to get them together. I was like, not today, honey, not today. You are messing with the wrong goddamn one today.
She said your wig glue cannot handle me.
She said that is not 40 inches.
The killer part about it was, for me, like, this is a person that I honestly like respect, and like I really enjoy working with them. But and I said this in my comment back. I said that I know that this is not your intent, but I'm telling you, I feel offended and I am disappointed in your tone and the assumptions that you're making in this. Got that apology.
There we go.
She said,
there we go.
She said, I'm not trying to make no enemies.
Was this on camera too?
No, it
Where's
was
my camera?
Look.
Nope. It was
Camera one?
written. It was written.
It was written?
So, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh. I know she used all the words in that.
I was going to say, I would have paid to see Dawon writing that.
I was sweating.
Paid to see
I was
her.
sweating. I was so hot, and I was like, let me step away. Let me step away, gather my thoughts or whatever. I'm responding to this comment today. Like this.
I know that's
no.
right.
I imagine the Kermit the Frog meme with the typewriter like this.
It sure enough was about 5 paragraphs.
Or when Medea was doing all the calculating and
Right.
the math, like, oh, hey, this you? Extra money.
Dawon had a CVS receipt.
And at the very end, I was like, and I will take your considerations into advisement. Like, okay.
He done gave her 5 paragraphs and said, I'm not going to. But then that last sentence was like, okay, I'll think about it.
No. The whole. I won't go into the whole thing, but let's just say that when just in the same way that I be getting the dolls together outside of the podcast,
You had to bring that
She
to
was
corporate
gathered.
America today.
she was gathered. Yes.
Well, community, hopefully you
Tuesday.
ain't had to gather too many people this week. And just know we be going through it too. But you know what? It also sounds like who else had to probably potentially gather some people this week. Have y'all been hearing that whole Kelly Rowland and the Today Show, Hoda, Jenna show kind of fiasco? And it's been interesting because we never hear Kelly Rowland in no mess.
No mess.
Like you never hear Kelly Rowland in anything like this, which is kind of making me feel like somebody either says something or she stood up for what she wanted and the Today Show didn't think she would actually follow through. Because she's never a messy human being.
From what I understand, I blame Bethany Frankel. Because I didn't even hear about this until she got on her live. She got on her live and started spilling all this like gobbledygook about what she heard and what she thinks and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And
page 6 or is it take 6? Page 6.
Page 6.
Page 6.
Seventh-day Adventist.
Had kind of put something out there. And then Bethany put something out there. And then next thing you know, everybody talking about it. And for those who maybe missed it, I don't know if you missed it. So what happened was Kelly was on the Today Show promoting her
Scheduled
new movie. She actually was on it. She was on to Today Show, did her segment with Savannah and everybody, talking about her new movie, the Tyler Perry movie. Was it Mia
Culpa?
Mia
Culpa? There we go. But she looked amazing in like those trailers. I'm like, girl, you were just so pretty to me. And then she was set to co-host the 10 a.m. hour with Hoda, like the Hoda and Jenna hour, since Jenna wasn't there. So I guess she got done at 8:45, wrapped up her little segment. Okay, let me go change and all that stuff to get ready for 10 a.m. And something went down between 8:45 and 10 a.m. And what they're saying is that her dressing room was too small for her team to kind of properly prepare her for the 10 a.m. show. And it sounded like J-Lo was also there that day or around the same time period and maybe had the larger of the dress rooms or situations. And it sounds like Kelly was like, well, if you guys need me here to co-host your show, I need more space to be able to do what I need to do properly. Mm-hmm. And it sounds like they weren't agreeing to that. And so she stood on the ground saying, well, this is not how I want to present myself or what I need. And this is all hypothetical because we ain't heard Kelly say nothing, at least at the time of recording, about this. And so ended up leaving her and her team. which then put Hoda and Jenna in a bind because they didn't have a co-host for Hoda at the 10 a.m. hour.
Right.
So Rita Ora was also in the building doing another segment, and so that's how Rita Ora ended up being on there. And she kind of just, I don't even know if she thought this was going to blow up as much, because she put like a little Instagram post saying, "Hey, Hoda and Jenna, thank you for having me on. I had to get prepared in 2 minutes, but we worked it out, da-da-da-da." So clearly that the whole timeline shows that something went down between 8:45 a.m. and 10 a.m. And a lot of people are trying to paint Kelly Rowland as maybe being a diva moment and things like that. But the weird thing to me, again, like I said, we've never, the history of Kelly Rowland, and she's been in the media since she was like 15 years old. We have never heard anything about Kelly Rowland being a diva, being nothing but nice, professional, and all this stuff. So my thing is, like, even if she had a diva moment for once in her life, it probably was warranted in some way.
The most disrespected person on the planet is a black woman.
There we go.
The most disrespected. We even saw in Beyonce's movie how her own stab that she fucking pays for, don't listen to her and come up with that bullshit. Right. So, you know, like, the non-melanated will always look for an excuse to vilify our people when they need to be looking in their own backyards, digging up their own goddamn bones, and talking about their own people who ugly and ain't got no style and can't dance and can't do anything. But you want to be in our business. Okay.
All I know is it's Black History Month, so if anyone should have gotten a bigger room,
you right about that. You damn right about that.
I mean, like, clearly people who were putting this together was not even thinking about just where we are right now at 2024, and literally caught that slipping. Like, this is a moment where you be like, all right, you have this beautiful black queen coming to do y'all a solid. Let's be honest, to do y'all a solid. Because Kelly don't need to, okay? At the end of the day. So you would have thought they would have been rolling out the red carpet.
And it's like, and I get, it's probably equal, because like she had to be on the show because she's promoting the movie, and they needed a co-host.
So, for. That's what
so it's cool, you know. But it's just like, and I guess the kind of more behind the scene, but they're saying is like, I guess the Today Show just like, it's in 30 Rock, so it's just an old ass building as it is, and you know how New York shit is, tiny as it is. Mm-hmm. So all the situations are tiny as it is. But if you're gonna have someone as your co-host for the day, you would think that even outside Black History Month, but specifically as Black History Month, be like, oh, hold on, let me have a moment of pause. The optics of this might look a kind of way. Here,
also,
let's give her the bigger room, and J-Lo could be in here. It is what it is.
But also, like, y'all pay gazillions of dollars, literally tens of millions of dollars in salaries alone, not only to mention the other, I don't know how much you're paying for the space itself. Y'all only got 2 damn dressing rooms? Like,
that's what it sounds like. It sounds like it's like notorious. Like everyone knows the Today Show shit is like crazy.
Just, I can't even wrap my mind around the absurdity of that. Because at a certain point, don't you just say, well, why don't we just rent another floor?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, especially all these buildings probably got extra floors to be rented.
Right now, definitely.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm Team Kelly Rowland.
Same.
Honestly, I feel like where there's smoke, there's fire when it comes to like stuff like this. And like you said, Carell, you never, ever, 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 ever have once heard of Kelly acting in any kind of like overly entitled diva, whatever you want to call it, acting out in a way that makes her unlikable. And so the fact that this is happening tells us either A, this is it's fake as shit. fake news.
Yeah.
Or B, the news cycle is so weak with really interesting thing that this is the shit we talking about.
Right? It's like you talking about Kelly Rowland like this? Come on now.
I mean, when I think about the one time I've heard Kelly like yell, was actually in the movie. Now that I think about it, was it with Freddy versus Jason? Was that the movie she was in? It was one of the two. Where she actually
that was still back in the red hair days,
right? Like that's the only time I see Kelly be like, "What? Okay."
Yeah.
You don't hear nothing. You don't hear nothing.
And,
So.
can we
And
just
again,
go ahead.
Even if she did have a moment, after 40 plus years in this industry, you deserve to have a moment. Because I think she's 40, 41, or so or we'll give it 30 years or whatever.
And let's be clear. Let's be clear. They're not just asking her to come on for like a 5 to 10 minute segment. This is a whole situation. So that means touch-ups, costume changes potentially, like hair, makeup, the whole gamut. So, like how does that even possible for them to even think that this was going to happen in like the small confines of their building? And by the way,
because they didn't think someone would actually stand their ground, so that's what it was.
And I'm glad she did. And
Same.
Can I just give a shout out to her sister Michelle Williams, who has been serving the dolls on her social media.
All three of them.
I mean, just eating them up like gummy bears.
All of them.
Just
all
of them. Every single post, she's just like stunning. It's like,
ridiculous.
that is a beautiful woman.
It shows you like it always just works to like find someone that just gets your style and like and to promote that and bring that out even more. Shout out to Jay Bolin and her partnering with him
Glam
because
Scott,
baby, the whole last year, and Michelle's been gorgeous all her career too.
Right.
Make no
they
mistake.
just found some outfits that are just bringing out some inner exuberance that we've all always seen. But now the clothes are just extra exuberant with her extra exuberant. It's
and it doesn't feel like the
forced.
clothes are wearing her. It
Thank
feels like
you.
she is 100% in her. Like I'm wearing this outfit. And I'm gonna let you.
It's like I'm eating the shit out this.
Right.
And it's working. It is working. She is serving.
Which makes me think: are they setting themselves? Like I feel all three. Well, Beyonce been out here, but I feel like even like Kelly, Michelle, they out here a little more than they normally are. Are they setting themselves up to be comfortable back in like the the media again? To set up something we ain't foreseen quite yet.
Let me get to March 29th. Let me get to March 29th for Act 2. Okay? Before I start thinking about Act 3. Because
they put that picture of all three of them in that red.
Yeah. Yeah.
Act 3 is going to be that DC
that was 3
3.
different occasions, though. Okay.
Yes.
I do want to point out that was 3 different occasions, but they
It
all
was 3
served
different
those red looks, though.
But we all know there's a coordination that be going on behind the scenes that we don't know until after the fact, and then you be like, oh wait,
y'all was dropping them clues the whole time.
It's giving that Mercury retrograde where you just feel something in the air. You're like something
shifting.
What I'm playing is that.
Honey.
Also, just as another side note, I owe a little bit of an apology to Mo Hart and the community for last week because I'd said 2 words that entire podcast.
we knew you was tired, boo.
Honey, I was exhausted. I had nothing left to give.
It was the edible eyes to me.
It was. I was like, I thought he might have just taken an edible and just like be like, bitch, I need to be done.
No, I just knew you were tired. I knew you were tired. You could see.
Last week was funny. Was a tough week.
Going through just like because like obviously picking out just photos for like the thumbnail and the stuff on Instagram, blah, blah. I was like, oh, my boo is just tired this whole episode. I was like, oh. Because normally, like, I get a plethora, like, especially Jarrell's like the most animated probably out of all of us. With just the different faces and things I could get from it. But Dawon's the whole week was like, done. Just
don't even look at me.
I was like, oh, I felt bad.
I felt so bad. I literally felt so bad. But I had a really good weekend. We had a 3-day weekend. I had Monday off for President's Day, which honestly, I forget that's even a holiday, to be honest with you.
Here.
It never even registers for me at all as a holiday.
Me either.
Like, what is we gonna do?
I was like, thank you for letting me have it off.
There was a Spotify list. There was a Spotify list that my friend made and it was like my President's Day mix. I love black folks. And it was nothing but songs that said Obama in it. And that's how we would celebrate President's Day.
I'm not mad at it. Share that. I need to have that playlist.
And I was like, I love us.
My president is black, and I've got. I'm just saying. Come on, Jeezy. I know that's right. I don't blame him. Period.
My black
it was funny.
Had to work.
It was fun, and maybe I'm telling too much of my dad's business, but my dad would like texted today just about just president stuff. And he's just like, man, I can't believe we're down to like old boy and Biden again. And I was like, my rebuttal was just like, and he like obviously he's like not about old boy at all. But I was just like, it's just been interesting, this whole narrative about Biden being so old. I'm like, motherfucking Trump 2 years younger. This motherfucker old as hell too. How is that not a narrative?
by the way, they are both breaking the age, the highest age presidential candidates of all time by 4 years, which was made by themselves 4 years ago.
Yes,
exactly.
That's the point.
So I was like, here we are just saying, oh, Biden's so old, and I'm like, bitch, so is Trump.
Yeah, and orange,
and orange. Like the spaghetti Tupperware bowl.
I saw.
But now him trying to get into his shoe era though.
That bothered me so bad because I wanted to go to the sneaker con here in Philly. I was like, ooh, let me go. I ain't got nothing. And then I started seeing the rumblings pop up that he was there. I was like, I ain't going nowhere down there. I'm not going nowhere down there.
Can I just tell you, I cackled so loud, like literally laugh out loud. I saw the picture of these ugly ass McDonald's French fry colored shoes with no arch support and these shoes were so goddamn ugly. I literally could not contain my laughter because I was like, this got to be a goddamn joke.
It looked like he got them from Payless.
They really
Payless used to have some better shoes in there. So I don't know who designed these shoes.
Payless used to slap. If you were on a budget,
key, that's where we used to get our shoes growing up. Low key,
get the shoes on. You do the little walk to make sure that your toes ain't not rubbing up against the
little DJ Khaled walk.
See, I still remember that jingle about Payless when you teach me like, Payless shoe ain't got no grip. You gonna fall and bust your lip. We used to clown people with Payless. Yes, we used to clown people with Payless shoes.
I haven't heard that in so long.
I never heard that one. My dad tells a story about. Well, you know, it's true. My dad tells a story about like growing up. My dad had a way, and still does have a way, of just convincing you that that's the cool thing or that's what it is, you know. And he said growing up I used to want like the Nikes and things like that, and this is like young like 5 years old kind of thing, and I would walk by the other shoe stores about, oh, I like those or whatever, but they would buy our shoes from like Payless, and somehow convinced me that like Payless was like the thing, like that was like the shit, like right there, like you buy your shit at Payless, to the point where one day like I was in the mall with
counter programming that MTV,
oh my god,
BET,
right?
Every like all your friends,
right? But like he had hyped it up so much into my head that like one time I think I was with like my god family. And they were talking, like, we were at the mall or something like that, and they were talking about, like, the Nikes and stuff. I was like, oh, no, we go to Payless, like, and I was hyping it up, too. And so, like, they were, like, cracking on it. And so, like, I came back and, like, told them, and then, like my godparents, like, told them, and, like, obviously it's funny. But literally, that's what I remember about Payless, though, is how my dad used to hype up Payless to make us think that Payless was, like, the shit compared to, like, a Foot Locker or some shit.
Look, we used to buy our shoes from the back of the sneaker man's car before going to Payless, okay?
There you go.
We were buying them shoes that was stolen. We knew, and when we didn't care.
Hey, got a
discount. Nothing to do with us. Look, I didn't steal it. I just had the money.
There we go. There we go, man. Good old. But yeah, these shoes are so ugly. And the thing is, like, in a weird way, it's kind of brilliant because he just like got slapped with a $400 million lawsuit that he has to pay. So drop these $400 shoes that, you know, even if people think they're ugly or whatever, are going to buy because they probably will become some collectible kind of thing. And so people eat that shit up. And that's all, that sneaker world is wild for shit like that. So 20 years from now, be like, oh, damn, remember old boy dropped them ugly ass shoes? I still got a mint pair here, sell them for $2,000. It's
they
wild.
already going for a couple $1,000s already.
Are they really?
Yes,
So,
bitch. And I'm
it's
just like,
insane.
Who
wearing them shits?
Who?
You gonna get punched in the face if you walk down those wrong neighborhoods with them shoes on.
Baby, them bitches we gonna be right back on the telephone wire. Bet you.
That's the new MAGA hat.
Look.
That's a sign to let you know not to go down that street. You see that them shits on the wire? Like don't go down that street.
They don't this way, no way.
Let me tell you, and you know, black people number one rule is don't do what to my shoes. Don't you step on my. I'm river dancing
Stomping
on all
all
them
on
bitches, bitch. Look,
get the stumping in my Air Force Ones.
Hey, look.
Double dutching on them hoes.
And I'm gonna look you right in your face too.
Period.
I looked at those shoes already look creased. They are so goddamn ridiculous. They look like Ronald McDonald said, I'm about to go. These are my play shoes. The other shoes are my work shoes. These are my play shoes. Like, they are so ugly looking.
Not your play shoes. I've been saying play shoes for so long. Your play clothes.
Right.
Oh my God, Lord. But it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to be able to get him to pay that money, though. That's going to be the next step.
He has to pay at least 10% of what he owes in the next 30 days. So
I just don't get, I don't get how people are so doubling down on someone that is just has so many lawsuits against them. I ain't never seen, all them years they said black people getting all these lawsuits, we don't like black people. Now this motherfucker got all the lawsuits.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, that's okay. Yeah, it's so mind-boggling to me.
I mean, people are delusional. And we know what they look like.
I can't even do it. We kind of mentioned her. I'm now looking at the list.
J-Lo?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Have you listened to any music, and have you watched the movie at all?
Okay.
Or whatever they're calling it.
First. I'm going to go first because I got some things to say. One, she still can't sing. She still can't sing. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't know who ordered the album, but I'm not going to see that. No. Absolutely not. Now, I will go to see her do some of her old stuff, and by do things, dance to the track, but I know she's not singing that either. So,
yeah, because Ashanti sang it.
I'm just going because okay. So, bitch, I'm just going
to that's bad when we saying Ashanti sang it.
So what I'm saying is, but I will say this: I love the vision that she went with the Prime Video. It looked beautiful. Yeah. It was creative.
I watched some of it.
I was like, okay, girl, you put your money into this, and you really. I love seeing that she was like, I have this creative vision. No major studio wanted to do this, so I'm gonna do it myself. Yeah. And I love that she was like, I'm gonna finance this. I'm gonna do all this, and she got the right people, and it looked beautiful. It didn't sound great.
She was eating in it, honestly. Because Paris was one of the choreographers, so whenever Paris is involved, it has that kind of aesthetic to it.
Here's my thing. Okay, so I got to backtrack because Dawon gave out an apology before, and I need to give out an apology. So back at some time last year, shame on me, okay? I'm not going to the episode. But I said that, if it came down to J-Lo and Janet doing a choreography right now, that I would.
You sure did.
I did. I know. And I'm rolling that shit back.
And I think I was the only one that said Janet.
And I'm changing my answer.
That was a whole conversation.
So I just want y'all to know. So while we're giving out apologies, okay, and we're retracting our actions, okay,
you gotta apologize to Janet V. Jackson.
I'm gonna follow suit on that, and then I'm gonna end on this last part. J-Lo, how dare you go on the Sherry Shepherd show and talk about that you want your concert to be the concert people walk away saying that's the best concert I've ever been to in my life. What you giving? It better be a free concert. That's the only way the words gonna come out of my mouth, because it's gonna say free at the end. That was the best free concert I ever went to.
Damn. Okay.
I went to Renaissance. Ain't no way.
Yeah, 1,000%.
J-Lo ain't got that. J-Lo ain't got that.
No.
So
I listened to the album. The album is okay. It's just there. It won't be a repeat, but there's a couple songs I'm like, okay, that's actually a good song. Cool. One or two songs where I'm like, okay, I will listen to this again. Album as a whole, I started watching the Amazon, whatever she's calling it, movie that goes with it. It actually made the song sound better because the visuals were actually very well done. And the choreography, honestly, for her is probably the best I've seen her dance since maybe the Fly Girl days, because it's I think different.
The MTV Awards still beats that for me. Like the MTV,
which one?
when she hosted the MTV Music Awards and she did her whole like
the whole catalog.
Yeah, when she did it the first time she did Dance with Paris.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
She ate that. She ate that.
But even this one, like over just like a consistent, like, because there's maybe 12 songs on the album or something like that, over a consistent hour of the movie, she was eating the choreography where I was like, whoa, okay. Okay, you can tell she paid for this. She's like, I'm gonna get this shit because time is money and money is time, baby.
Okay.
And she was and so it made me appreciate maybe the songs a little better. But the songs, honestly, I feel like she tried to go back too far to the 2002 sound, because it sounds a little
dated. I
think she tried to make it sound like that'll be here forever, but it sounds like 2002, and it's weird. And I haven't heard that sound in an album like that, of a new release album, in a long time, and it was bizarre. So I was like, sonically, it's just not doing it for me. Then after a while, you're like, okay, we know it's all about Ben, and it just seems like it's a lot, and you're kind of forcing it. I'm glad you're in love, boo. I'm glad it's working out, and I'm glad y'all reconnected 20 years later. Awesome. Mm-hmm. But what else?
Trying to hear that.
What else? So I get torn on it, but the visuals definitely made me appreciate the album. And I do want to go see her in concert, because I haven't seen her in concert, and she's just another one on that list where I'm like, before they kind of hang it up, I actually want to see them in concert. So I'm going to get tickets to go see her.
That's a very interesting list you must have, man.
I mean, you know how I am with music and everything like that.
I know how you are. I'm just talking about for me. Yeah. Honestly, and the celeb cameos actually, I think, stole it from me, because Kiki was cracking me up.
Was dope. Yeah.
All right. Post Malone had me dying as well too.
Yeah.
I loved all of them. So
it was. Had Kim Petras in there.
Yeah.
Had
Trevor Noah was in there.
And Jennifer Lewis.
Jennifer Lewis was in there too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is J-Lo a better performer, singer performer, or actress?
Actress. I think she's a much better actress. I would rather watch I would watch Monster-in-Law before going to see her.
She's very good at like a romantic comedy. Like that's like that lane is very cute.
Yeah. A little maid in Manhattan. That was her, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was cute. Yeah.
I would, for me, probably performer. But I don't be watching movies like that. So, like, for me, it's kind of all one note. Well, I guess all her music is kind of one note, but I'm about to say her movies, yeah. But here's the thing: she's a master marketer. She's a master businesswoman. I think she's a great performer. I really do. And here's the thing: we talk about her singing, but there's so many people out there that aren't the best singers that we just don't talk about all the time. I don't know why she get all the smoke. She could out-sing some other. I'm not going to start naming names.
Like, you have a great point, though. I mean, because now I'm curious as why the fuck do we talk about her so much? Because you're right. There are other people.
Well, I mean, why do we talk about her not being able to sing so much when there's like, I'm not going to say names because maybe one day we need some help. Maybe we have them on, so I ain't going to name names. I'll say it after the fact. But I can name a few off the top where I'm like, they shouldn't be singing. J-Lo can sing before they can sing. I'll say that.
I can't wait.
And like some prominent.
I want to see the group chat after this. Community, I'll leave those.
Hold on, I'll
messages
put
later.
one in the chat right now just to see what y'all reaction is.
Okay,
Hold
'cause I
on.
want to know. Because I'm curious as to who you be talking about.
Because this is the first one. Well, there's a couple that come, but this is the first one that come to mind.
Y'all, I know I'm about to get. I mean, bitch, I literally next her when we were doing the when we were talking about her outfits. I was like, next.
You showed it next to it. But I'm just saying, like, how is this human being?
They talk about her all the time too.
So it's just like she need to get the smoke way more than Jennifer Lopez need to get the smoke. Mm-hmm. Way more.
They in the same boat. They in the same boat.
They in the same boat.
They in the same boat.
Oh, damn. Sorry, community, that was inside, but
I just feel like J-Lo gets a lot of hype, and also like how she got her entree into the whole like entertainment world through like P. Diddy, and like for me reeked of manufactured. And I am not. I'm not like trying to take away her alkalines, her accolades. I couldn't even say it right.
Alkaline batteries and everything.
It must be the Mariah in me. I couldn't even say the word.
She used all her good words in that email. That's what it was.
All of them, honey. I'm down to the 2 syllables. So I'm not trying to take away from her achievements as a performer. You know, clearly there are a lot of people who would kill for the staying power that J-Lo has had in the music and entertainment industry. So I'm not trying to take away from that. But I don't know. There is something very one-notish about all the things that she does. It's like very much like here. There never seems to be like a sense of vulnerability in how she shows up with anything. And there's like a veneer, which is like it's endearing when, you know, celebrities or people that are singing or acting or whatever don't have the capacity or simply just choose not to share some of the most vulnerable parts of themselves, because that endears people to you, to them. And so,
and I would say this album has more of those moments. I will give her that. I won't take that away from her. There were some moments on this album I was like, oh, wow. That makes me feel you're human. That makes me feel, whoa, you do have a little more emotional, whatever,
had to settle for a
that...
2 carat instead of a 8 carat. Okay.
Right. You know, and honestly, that's how she kind of built her brand. And I mean, maybe that's part of the staying power too. It's just like she built that kind of a perception and brand up that still makes her sell things, which, hey, I mean, maybe that's what I mean. Shit, let me do that
Can
too.
we talk about somebody black?
Yeah, I was kind of ready to.
Black History Month. We talked about the Latinos.
That's true.
They got a whole
Let's talk
month.
about Beyonce then.
I like the video. Album, Beyonce.
Let's talk about Beyonce and the reaction of a lot of the folks out there, but then also just like the iconicness of Texas Hold'em, debuted at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the country charts for the first black woman to ever
And
be number 1, have a
existence.
number 1 on country and on like R&B charts.
And as a debut.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Like, and I was trying to think, I was like, there ain't been nobody else out there. I was trying to think, like, ain't nobody had like a little Willie Nelson feature or something. But yeah.
There was a I'm trying to remember. There was a thing, somebody did a remake, like a more countryer remake of Tracy Chapman's.
Yes.
Yeah. Fast Car. And then Tracy ended up getting like I think like an honorary like country music award for that. But
yeah, that's correct. And she was
not like a pure just country song. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Huh. But like it's dope. Like this, the more you kind of find out about the song, having a black woman playing the banjo on the song, you know, a prominent person of that world, giving her shine, and then just to see how mad it's making some people. Love that. But then at the end of the day, like Dawon, you kind of mentioned it last week. She is authentic though. Like she's always been country. She always been on more of these country outfits and the cowboy hats. And she said in formation, she tried to take the country out, man. Got house on my bag swag. Like, she been told us.
Well, and Mama Tina even said, too, that she was like, this has been one of my favorite songs for years.
For years. She said for like the last 4 years. I was like, damn.
So this goes to show that, like, this has been out there.
In the works.
For
in the
a
ether.
while. For a while. This
just
isn't
makes
like
me realize.
It's not like she just woke up and decided to do this, right? Like, she has been, this has been
How
a
was
part
be
of
that
her.
productive during fucking quarantine? Damn.
She told us in the video and the movie.
Damn.
She was not lying. She was not
I'm
lying.
the hardest working bee you ever gonna know.
Girl, she done did all the Lion King and shit during the quarantine. She done had 3 more albums during the quarantine. She done worked on Sacred, the new hair care line. She done, I'm like, bitch, I be parking there too.
She got the fragrance as well.
Done had 95 children. Like,
Look.
good Jesus.
Girl.
Let me step my game up.
Look. But did y'all buy the hair care though? Because I did.
I looked at it today. I was like,
Girl.
I did. Well, look, I was choosing the
hair on
opposite
your
of
chest
today.
he said it got Miracle Grow on there.
Look, I was choosing the opposite.
She said my hair down there is going to be luscious.
Like, if I
use
chop my
nothing but
hair
juices
off,
and
I'll
berries.
buy it. Right, the finest juices and berries. If I chop my hair off, I'll do it. Like, at this point, I've found the brands that I like, and I've tried so many that, like, you get tired of trying so many, like, with curlier hair, that a lot of them don't work the way it says it's going to. And not to say that Beyonce stuff wouldn't. I ain't about to pay $40, $50 more for something that might not work when I already know what worked.
Yeah. No, I honestly, I get that, and I kind of felt the same way. But I think the main reason why I got is because of her fragrance. Because actually how much I love her fragrance. And I was like, damn. I was like, if she put the level of work into this, as she did into the hair product, then I know I'm going to like the hair product as well, too. Yeah.
I like the bottles. The bottles are cute.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for
super
Beyonce and Neil to come out with a line of wigs.
Oh,
Like, legit.
And show us how to install them bitches so that our sideburns don't lift up. That's what I want.
Because that current wig that she got, baby,
Honey.
Look like it's growing out of the
I
scalp.
want
immediately.
Hurricane 5 Force winds.
Bitch, immediately.
Honey.
Yep.
Take all my money.
We were talking about the looks earlier, but the wig alone is just literally just getting me together.
Through.
Yeah.
Together. Girl, look.
It's too much. And then all the looks and essence.
I know.
Beyonce, stop. Just stop. Like, it's
Both
too
her
much
and
for
her
me.
sister. Both her and her sister. Like, they both look
Solange
so
in that
good.
bazaar
Amazing.
looks so good in that red hair.
Yeah.
So fucking good. And Miss Tina looks so fucking good. Like, I can't take it.
It ain't fair.
I can't take
It
it.
ain't fair.
It's like,
Goddamn.
Jesus. But I'm glad to. Oh, what a time to be alive, though.
Honey.
Baby.
That's it.
And at this stage of
100%.
life,
Yes.
where we might have
To
a
be
little more
appreciated.
coin to be able to appreciate it the way we want to appreciate it.
Because 10 years ago, I had to turn some tricks to get these tickets.
Honey. And here's another thing. Remember, I think it was me that said that big ass book in the Renaissance film, guarantee you, she's going to turn that same stage. That book has all 3 versions of a stage for her tour. Watch. She ain't spend that much to have 3 stages. Like, I was starting to think of this, just looking at everything that was coming out this week. I was like, hold on. I'm starting to add this shit up now. That Renaissance stage is going to get turned. Like, she's going to flip it to whatever this country thing or whatever the next thing is.
Do you think she gonna go on another tour?
Yes.
I can see it.
I don't know when. I don't know if it'll be this album or if she'll wait for the next album. But
See,
yes.
some of the rumors that I've been hearing is that she's gonna be performing at the Spheres.
Grand Ole Opry?
The Spheres and
I heard about that.
Yeah, that's true too.
And honestly, I can see part 2 being there.
Being this. Yeah.
Versus everyone having to, versus her having to travel all. I don't see Beyonce not at 42 years old going all around doing all that again like she just did for Act 1. Like that's a lot. That is an absolute lot. I do not see her within a year doing another tour like that.
I don't know if it'll be the world tour. Country might be the sphere. But I feel like we're going to find out something else about that damn stage. We're like, shit. That's why it took her. Because remember in the film she said it was like, even like the stage was like 4 years in the making or something like that. Or she put that out somewhere. I'm like, hold on.
Yeah, she said.
These stages don't take like
4. I think she said the tour itself was 4 years
but
in the making.
They were trying to plan out how to make this shit multiple tours without having to pay for a whole new setup. So it's gonna be like a Lego set, and somehow, some way, reconfigure it, and it'll be the bulk of it still be that main stage that she used for Renaissance. Yeah, that's my feeling. I mean, Sphere might be there somewhere too. I don't know, but there's something.
She can come out. She can come out bald headed on a pogo stick, and I'll still pay $1,000 to go see her. I'm sorry.
But here's the thing, though. I can't.
The hair moving all in the wind too. Yes.
But here's my thing. As much as I personally would love this, I think it would actually be bad for her because I don't think a lot of people are going to be able to financially do a flip like that quickly. Like
I know.
It's just because them tickets were not cheap.
Tricks.
Not here in the U.S. I mean, Europe, again, was in the club for a third, a fourth, a fifth of what bitches was paying here.
I know.
That is my only issue. And again, because our community, as much as I love the black community, we show up, right? We don't have, I won't say we. A good chunk of the community don't have like that same financial privilege as a lot of people like the Taylor Swift fans do. Okay,
yeah,
that's why
she's starting to pull some of them. You know, this concert about to look a hell of a lot different.
I mean, I was actually really surprised how many white people were at the. But I was in Seattle at the second one. Never mind. And I was in Paris at the first one. Never mind.
But even like the stuff like Miss Tina posting, it's like a lot of white folks repurposing these songs and making these harmonies. I'm like, oh Lord, this gonna look hella different.
Yeah, they're
I ordered me some cowboy jeans to make my booty look nice. And when I go to Vegas next week, I'm gonna get me a little country hat. And I'm gonna
there we go.
Give me a real cowboy hat. Come back with one.
This ain't Vegas.
Man, look, man. She gonna be getting there. And
down.
I want us to bring back the Dallas Gags just to be dancing around up to that motherfucker.
Literally. That was my thing. I think I said that in the thing.
I want to be in Roundup dancing.
So bad.
And dance that.
Because
you know me, I love getting down there doing the line dancing already.
I'd rather go
I was already doing the line dance with them already.
I know, Gerald and I was all out there.
I know we were, bitch. While the rest of our bitches over here like...
Right.
What?
We out there. Hey. Ooh, and then my tall, thick bartender that's at the Roundup. Oh, I miss him.
Oh, the one in the back? Oh, yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, he's a little cross-eyed. Love him.
Right,
love him.
That means you just look twice as good to him. That's all that means.
Right. You're stupid for that. You are stupid for that. Oh, Lord. Anything else we want to say about Beyonce?
These motherfuckers.
Which one out of the two do you enjoy better? 16 Carriages or Texas Hold'em?
I think it's Texas Hold'em for me, just from the dancing perspective. But I love the lyrics of 16 Carriages.
Yeah. I like them both. Like 16 Carriages has grown on me more than I thought it would. At first listen, I was like, okay, this is good, but I probably won't listen to it that much. I listened to it way more than I thought I would. I was like, okay. And this is another. It just made me think of this. You know, sonically, the whole album gonna flow into each other because I want to know what this Boots Spurs song is about to be.
Bitch, I need to give me some boots too.
Bitch, and some Spurs.
You gonna see me?
And some chaps.
You gonna see me? You gonna see me in PV being like, bitch, what you wearing?
You gonna be like, howdy, boys. all the gay terminology about to change this year. I'm about to say howdy to all the boys. Jesus. Oh, Lord. All right. Well, you know what? Let's take a quick little tea break and we'll get into Ask Yo Aunteas. Hey, community. A lot of you have asked how you can support Minority Report outside of the sharing and downloading and subscribing and leaving reviews. But you can also buy merch. Come on, baby.
I know that's right. And we have a whole lot of options, from clothing to pillows to tumblers and bags. And we continue to update all of our stuff with new styles, new colors, and new products. Jarrell, where can they get all that stuff at?
Well, they can get all that and then some at minorityReport.com. They can find all the goodies, find out additional information about your aunties. And we also want to make sure that you share and tag us when you do buy merch, all right? So let us know if it's a hoodie, it's a tee, a long shirt, a towel, because we know you need those. But let us know.
Absolutely. And remember to wash your hands, your legs, and your ass.
This is what my sister sent me.
Why you eat so much?
For the refrigerator.
Love it.
From my 600-pound life.
I can't either. Every time I see that video, Dawon, and I almost started watching this show because I saw this video when I don't think it's My 600-Pound Life, but
I think I know what you're about to talk
black
about.
doctor, and the sister, the one big girl was like, I think I could be pregnant. And the sister was like, bitch, you ain't pregnant, you just thirsty. You thirsty.
It's like,
she
yeah,
drinking
I've
water.
been craving weird
water.
things.
I've been craving
She's
water.
Like, what you been craving? Like water.
Like
she said,
water.
bitch, you ain't pregnant, you thirsty.
And I'm telling you, the way that sister, as the doctor was like,
that doctor couldn't even keep a straight face.
And right before that, she asked her something like, when was the last time that you had a period? She was like, I don't even know.
That's so wild. That is so wild.
I said, I don't know what show this is. I was like, but if this is the
It's
shit
my
Dawon watched, I get
1,000-pound
it.
sisters.
Okay, look, let me tell you. I literally
1,000-pound
started, I was like,
sisters.
I get why Dawon watched this. Like, that clip took me out.
Because that clip took me out, too. And every time it pops up, I watch the whole clip.
The
like
whole
I ain't
clip.
seen it.
The whole thing.
And it's the way that the other sister looked at her, too, like,
Bitch. You craving water?
Things I never craved before.
That shit is so fucking funny. Oh my God. Where do they find these people? They stars.
Right.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
All righty, ladies. What time is it? Ask your
All right. This ain't Texas. All right.
And this one came in because someone from the community saw this post, but they want to get our ideas. Ooh, excuse me, as I burped. How we would handle this. And it says, my wife's credit score dropped significantly from 711 to 540 because she co-signed for a car for her brother, which eventually got repossessed. When she asked me for advice before making this decision, I strongly advised against it, but she went ahead anyway. Fast forward 2 years later, and my wife needed a new car after the motor of her current one gave out. She wanted to purchase a brand new 2024 Camry. However, due to her low credit scores, she was only approved for an older model, a 2021 Camry, to be exact. She was pissed because I wouldn't co-sign for her. Even though I have an 812 credit score and we've co-signed for each other in the past, I was showing her that she has to be held accountable for her poor decision. This led us both into another argument about our differences regarding how much risk is acceptable when helping family members financially by co-signing large purchases like cars. I told her that she was going to have to settle with her 2021 because she didn't take my advice initially. Was I wrong? Would you have given into helping her out? She told me that I was a selfish son of a witch. All comments are welcomed.
I have a question because I'm not married. I thought when you marry, you commingle your credit and your debt. Am I mistaken? On the credit piece.
I think at the end of the day, well, no. the credit doesn't combine because mine is still separate from Corey's, and his credit score isn't as good as my credit score. I guess let me put his business out there. It's
That's
true.
weird.
It is what it is. He would know that.
Why would you co-mingle?
But I think at the end of the day, the IRS will come for
score?
both of you at the end of the day. Say again.
I said, why would you commingle debt but not credit score? That to me, like I don't understand that. Yeah. Like, how does your debt become our debt, but your credit score doesn't become my credit score?
Because it's probably all deals with some kind of capitalistic way, somehow, some way behind the scenes. But I think at the end of the day, the IRS is going to come for both of you nonetheless. If this shit don't get paid somehow, some way, even if he didn't co-sign, I think there's probably still legalities of, well, you married her, y'all in this, somebody got to pay. They're going to come for both of you. So yeah.
I'll say this. I understand wanting to kind of, I don't know, prove a point, but at the end of the day, like, to what extent? Like, it happened, it's done. So why are you almost in a sense punishing your wife for something that she did with her family? I feel like it's like one of those golden rules. I don't know about for y'all and y'all relationship, but what we don't do is we don't intervene on each other's family business. Like my family, I handle my family how I need to handle my family. I will listen to how you feel because as my partner, you protect me. I understand that. But it stops at me. It does not bleed into my family at the end of the day. So that's kind of how we operate. So I understand going to do something because that's my family and they've been here well before you. But also at the end of the day, I also understand that we have an agreement as well too. And when you marry somebody and they actually fuck with their family, you marry the whole damn family, bitch. So you just gotta deal with it. You just gotta deal with it. You really do. But also, bitch, it's a 2021 car. You mad about a 2021 car, bitch?
That part.
Oh, so I think for her, it's probably more that she just mad because you might be coming across if you're trying to punish her because she didn't do what you said, which I don't agree with because that's her family and you have to respect that. But I also understand that you not wanting to co-sign for her, but I think your intentions or the reasons why you didn't co-sign, I don't think that was right. So that's me.
Dawon?
I see both sides of the coin here. I do feel like the husband, I'm assuming this is a guy that wrote in.
The one with the credit.
I'm assuming that.
Yeah, I think it was a husband.
The action of withholding the ability to co-sign for somebody that you are married with, that you are espoused to, that you commingle a life with, as opposed to, a friend or, a family member or whatever. I don't know. I feel like it was punitive and perhaps not in the best spirit. I think the humiliation of realizing that she would not be able to get the car on her own merit as a result of some decisions that she made to help her own family was probably embarrassing and difficult to manage enough that it didn't require the extra, I'm a, Capricorn vibes of I'm gonna stab you and make sure you really feel the pain of your own decisions. Shout out to all my Capricorns out there.
It's actually even more Virgo than Capricorn, if I'm being honest. Because a real Capricorn would have been able to co-sign and still be right at the same time and be like, because I got us. You continue.
So yeah, so I do. I understand why, but I think it was over the top. And honestly, in the context of a relationship, with every single decision one has to determine, is me taking a stand on this worth eroding the trust, the companionship, the support, the not all, but a lot of the goodwill that you two have built up together and supporting each other? And will this undermine that? And in my opinion, this is something that undermines that, because now what this says is I can't trust you. Like if I were
for him or for her?
for her, if I'm putting myself in her shoes, I would then say, okay, now I can't trust you. I can't trust you.
Because I was almost thinking, I can't trust her now because, like, you know your brother can't pay for no damn car, and now you're going to try to fuck up both our credit?
That's a different situation, though. That's a very different situation than, like, asking your husband to co-sign for something when you're most likely commingled on a lot of other things. And so, like, again, as I said, I see both sides of the coin. From her perspective, I completely understand her going out on a limb to support her family. I've done that many a times.
Yeah.
But I've also, just to be clear, when I go out on a limb, I make sure I can afford that shit on my own.
Yes.
And I think that's where she made the mistake, because I'm trying to figure out, how did the car get repossessed? Because if you got co-signed, I'm sorry, if I'm getting co-signed, then what I'm doing is I'm making the payments and you pay me, motherfucker.
Yes.
Yep.
That part of it.
I'm sorry, Scott. I don't mean to be cursing.
Oh, you know she be
giving her
ideas.
Look, we heard about her in the Barbies.
We heard about her video games.
Exactly. But I think that's where she went wrong. As I'm understanding this scenario, like, how you co-sign for something and you have so checked out of what's going on with that financial responsibility that now the car's being for whatever reason.
Because
so, like,
she thought the husband was going to help out. That's how I'm reading this. That's why I'm mad up for him.
I don't see that on here, though. It's just that she co-signed for him.
She decided to do it on her own, and it would be a different story if you got the finances to be able to back that stuff up or to work it out so that you're not negatively impacted. And she wasn't. So I think that was absolutely her mistake. But I think the husband was kind of wrong by just, like, stabbing and twisting with the whole,
because he said they've co-signed for each other in the past. So,
which tells me something else was up. That's why I'm upset on the opposite side, because he clearly knew. And if we had co-signed willy-nilly in the past, because we all know we got family members and shit that you're like, and I feel like that brother's the one where we would have all been like, that ain't a smart idea because it's going to come and bite us in the ass. And I agree. I think she went ahead and signed this because you should absolutely be financially secure just in case your brother ain't got it. You're going to have to take up them damn payments. And I think she felt like the husband would have been on board, which I get. Yes, sometimes you just got to, it is what it is. If you're married, there's just some shit that you got to take up. It is what it is, So I do agree with that statement. But if we already had a conversation saying, and obviously we don't know the conversation, so I'm trying to read between the lines. But if we had a conversation and my conclusion was like, I don't think this is a good idea because of X, Y, Z, it's going to fuck up your credit if you get repossessed. We might not have the money right now to get an additional car payment, and you still go ahead and do it. That part of it, for me, is kind of a trust issue then. For him, it's just like, you went and did this, and then that same shit that we just talked about happened, and then now you mad that you ain't get a 2024 Camry, you got a 2021? This is too much for me today. It's just like, so I feel like both sides, there might have been a slight entitlement on her end as well, thinking, well, we can do both and I'm gonna still get my new car. It is what it is. And that shit, and then now you mad your credit score went down. That's your credit score. You decided to do that shit. Sometimes there's some tough lessons you gotta learn your damn self. Yes, I might have probably still went and co-signed, but so I agree, maybe that's a bit too far. But no, sometimes as a grown-ass adult, even if I'm married to your ass, you got to learn some tough-ass decisions because you made a tough-ass decision on your own.
I'm trying to figure out how she mad about having to settle for a 2021 when you've been driving a car that had a motor that went out.
Thank you.
How you mad about
that?
Go
sit your ass in that camera and shut up.
Why don't you spend $1,500 and get that motor fixed? How about that?
I don't know. I feel like there's something missing in this conversation, though, because of the fact that, because I guarantee you it's less about the damn motor and it's more about the fact that if my partner said, you got to learn a lesson
Yeah, that is
fighting.
kind of a tough.
We
Yeah, that
fight.
is a tough
I don't give a
little
fuck who it is.
statement.
We fighting. We are absolutely fucking fighting. Okay? Because now what that means to me is now you're no longer talking to me as your partner. You talking to me like a nigga off the streets, and now we about to square the fuck up. Because what you now gonna do, what you
It's
now
like
gonna
Capricorn
do
shit I
is
was talking
outflex
about
That's like
me.
Gary, Indiana coming out.
Okay, so I'm
2300 Jackson Street.
it's less about the motor and it's more about the principle. Use my husband now. I is married now, bitch.
It wasn't no principle when you went and
stood there
signed
before
anyway.
God, your mama with no goddamn elbows, and my goddamn brother who fucked me over. So guess what, Ann? We said these vows, bitch.
And
Then
why
you
would
need
you
to do with your
co-sign
fuck up
for a
credit
car?
score yourself then.
I'm sorry.
But I'm still right with you on that though. I'm still right with you on that though. Like I'm with Dawon. If I would have done that, I would have made sure that I could have handled it, right? But
And that's the piece that I feel like he probably wanted to try to get something through to her. The way he went about it might not have been the right way, but I think that's the piece that he's like, you went and did that shit when you probably knew it wasn't right, and we didn't have the financial stability, or you didn't have the financial stability, because sometimes you still got the separate, accounts and shit like that, and you won't take that on. Okay, take it on. But now you see what happened, and now you fucked up your credit score. And then what was just knowing situations I've been through, trying not to put too much business out there. Say you're trying to get like another car, try to get another home, and your credit score is fucked up. Now that just fucks up everything else. And so that's why I get heated, because there's just other shit that now fucks up the other planning that we've been doing. So that's why we've been trying to have this. I'm heated, damn. This shit done got me hot.
Literally playing through the different scenarios that could have happened. And like, I could see a world where like the brother needed a car and needed a cosigner, which by the way, why do you need a cosigner for a car if you can't afford it? But then I'm like, well, maybe something happened to him. Like maybe he went into the hospital. Maybe he, he got locked up and he just physically didn't have the ability to pay.
Or simply it just maybe he didn't even build credit, because there's a lot of people who don't know that you have to even fucking build credit. We don't know when stars with credit. And some people don't know. I didn't even get my first credit card until 3 years ago. I had never had anything where I built credit until 3 years ago, because I didn't know I needed to do that. Yeah. Right? So that's what I'm saying. Like there could be a plethora of reasons why this person might need to have somebody co-signed, and it had nothing to do with having bad credit.
Or being irresponsible.
Correct. But
hold on, we missed the key
because it got repossessed though, so he was responsible at the end of the day.
That's what I'm saying.
We missed
like,
a key sentence in here though. It says when she asked me for advice, so she sought out advice on this situation. Like, and I know, our situation is similar to yours, Jerome, where we kind of keep family, like we talk to each other about, but at the end of the day, ultimately, I deal with my family the way I need to deal with it. You deal with your family the way you do. It is what it is. But if your partner seeks out advice on the situation and you strongly advise that it might not be the right idea, does that change your approach on the situation? Be like, we talked about this. You asked me.
Would
like,
I'm gonna ask you, would you choose Corey or would you choose your family?
What do you mean?
Because say this was you, would you choose Corey or would you choose your family?
Luckily, at least if it's my immediate family, I know none of them are in that kind of a situation where it would look crazy. But hold on, let me finish. I saw you jumping.
I was like,
hold on, girl.
Corelling it. I was like,
no, but I got to preface it because they listen. They be like, Corell said that my credit fucked up. That's not what I said. Jarrell trying to press me to get a quick answer. So luckily, I'm not in a situation where it would occur like this, because I wouldn't need to ask advice because I'm sensing that they might get it repossessed. So I just want to throw that out there because I know my brother, sister, and my mom will listen to this podcast.
But I'm gonna message them and I'll be like,
exactly. So I'm choosing my family before Jarrell right now. That's what I'm doing. But if it was this direct situation and I had the situation where I knew it might not be the smartest idea, I might look for different avenues where, hey, is there a lesser card that you might not need me to co-sign on it? Is it because your credit fucked up? Then we need to find a way for you to get your credit up before I do this. We need to come up and make some parameters, because if I'm asking Corey for advice, that means I already sense that this might be a little fucked up for me.
Okay, so in this case, then you're saying you would not co-sign.
I wouldn't jump immediately, no. And that's just how I am. It's not because I
was
don't
curious.
want to help, but I'm not about to be dragged down for your poor decisions.
Right.
I
I just asked that because I can see the conflict in this, right? Like, 'cause
Yeah.
we all of us are close
Yep.
with our siblings, right? Especially
Yeah.
our immediate siblings, like as the older siblings, right? So like I understand being in a situation where I need to do something for my sister, who especially the one that's a single mother of 4, who's doing it all
Yeah.
by herself. Like,
Yeah.
there have been plenty of times where I had to be like, you know what? I have to go without because I need to go do for my family. And that's
Yeah.
what I do. And Fizz I told him, I was like, hey, I can't do some things, and that's okay. And you have to be okay that I can't do some things. Go ahead and do it by
Yeah.
yourself if you want to. You don't have to do because I can't do. You grown, right?
right. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but there are certain times where also I know that I would choose him in certain situations as well too. It's just you just never know when. I think each situation is different when you might choose one or the other.
Yeah. I mean, that fuck up your credit score. That's a tough one though, because that shit fucks up so much more long term for your situation. So that's why, like, in my regard, like, I would try to find another avenue, whatever that avenue. Maybe this first option that you presenting to me right now is not the right one. Maybe you don't need, like, if they talk about 2021, maybe my brother didn't need that 2019 whatever. Maybe it's got to be a 2010 to get you by for the next year or two before, so you can get your credit score up to par in this way. And I will help you. I will pay for that, whatever, cash, boom. But it can't be no new car and to the situation where that shit's going to get repossessed like that. That ain't cool. And now you don't fuck me up, and then I'm supposed to just take that and not say some shit? And then you're probably going to come later because you're still in the same situation a year later? No.
I like that. You kind of talked me into my answer. I actually, in this situation, I probably would have went with Fizz, and I would be like, look, here, we gonna buy you a hoopty to get you from point A to point B.
Period.
Here's $5,000. We're gonna pay it all in full right here.
There we
and
go.
I will cover your car insurance. All you need to do is handle gas.
There you go. And that's the different avenue.
Yeah.
But it sounds like she, in this situation, thought her husband was going to be on board, B was going to cover her when she fucked up the decision, and C thought she was going to get a brand new ass car. No. Your ass made a grown decision. Let's get to 2021. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm still mad.
I just feel
I'm
like
still mad at the husband too. But go ahead.
I feel like
Yeah.
I do feel like there are a lot of financially mature decisions and concepts being explored through this one question, because on the one hand, it's how much risk to yourself do you expose yourself to on behalf of someone that you love that's not your immediate spouse. That's one side of it. The other side of it is that when you're in the context of a relationship and your partner does something that you advised against, but they're a whole ass human being. How do you show up following that when they need your support? And again, it goes back to me, that's less about the financial thing and it's more about like the relationship integrity thing. Like, do you show up in a way that continues to build your relationships through times of turmoil and need? Or do you use opportunities like this as a quote unquote teachable moment, which is really a bullshit, move to be petty?
Yeah.
And again, and what people don't realize is that kind of behavior undermines the fabric of the relationship. Yeah. I'd be curious to see if these two people are together in 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Because this is the kind of stuff that goes on in the context of money matters. What happens when there are other more deeply fundamental things that are going on in the context of a relationship?
Remember last week when Mo was saying, like, there's just certain shit that I ain't ready to deal with? This be lifing. This is some shit that you be in a relationship like, damn.
My biggest advice, if anybody's going through a situation where they have a loved one coming to them for financial help, 2 things. Number 1, only give what you can spare to not get back.
That part.
Number 1. Doesn't matter if it's a loan, if they say they're going to pay you back in 2 weeks or whatever. Don't put yourself in a hole thinking that someone else is going to pay you back, because most person-to-person debts between friends and family go unpaid and ruin the relationship. So just know that, number one. Number two, if you do put yourself on the line for somebody else, whether it's using your credit score, whether it's helping to get an apartment, whatever, make sure your ass can afford that shit on your own, because it more than likely will come back to bite you in the ass. And especially if you one of those like, I'm a ride or die for my best friend. We do things together, da-da-da. But you don't check up on the statements. You the one that in the wrong, not them. Because you already know that they coming to you for help. So you're in the wrong by not following up to make sure that shit is taken care of. And you put yourself in a situation that you could not get out of. And in this particular situation, you got a whole ass car that in 2 years your motor done blew out. So you had to have known that car was probably 5, 6, 7 years old already at the time that you loaned out this money, which meant you knew you were going to need a new car anyway. So all this decision
why did
making.
you give your brother that car and you just got a new car?
That's why I said there's different avenues. That's what I'm telling
no
you.
damn sense.
That's what I'm telling you. That's why I'm mad at her. That shit don't make sense. There's so many other avenues.
He could have.
And now you got a repossession of your credit score for the next 10 years.
Ain't that some?
Her shit gonna be in the 500s for literally the next 10 years.
Yep, ain't gonna be able to do nothing. She better save all them extra coins so you can buy that next car outright. Because, honey, you're gonna be paying $1,000 on a $2,400 car, $1,000 a month on a $2,400 or $24,000 car. Ain't worth it. Ain't worth it.
So, community, I'm glad y'all sent this one in, because I didn't see this one out there. So thank you for sending this in. And again, we need more Ask Yo Aunteas. You know, it could be personal, it could be stuff like this that you saw on the internet, because clearly we had something to say about this one. Got me sweating. So continue to send your Ask Yo Aunteas to AYA@minorityReport.com or DM us. Or we also have the T line. It's 1844 T line, and that is 1-844-832-5463. And you could just hop on the phone, leave us a little message, you know, get the little quiet storm voice going on in there, and leave us a message, and we'll be able to play it here on the episodes. And obviously it won't be anonymous. I mean, it could be anonymous by name, but if you have a distinct voice, we probably gonna know who it is. But I probably couldn't get away with it. But you know, maybe just speak a little different or something if you don't want to be a recognizable voice. But we just need some new Ask Yo Aunteas, and this was a good one.
And can we also just say, good job for remembering this time, boo. Well done. Well done. Look, she written it down. But you still
got the number right there.
Because the last 3 episodes we've been saying we could.
I know. It's like it's something. It's something. And again, also we're on the DNR app. So like for anyone that has found us from DNR, hey boos, welcome. And yeah, so be sure to check out all the shows that are also on DNR. And what's up, Derek and Romaine? Hey boos. Hope y'all are doing good out there. I know we haven't done Drag Race in a while. We kind of hinted at it a little bit with Mo last week. Check out the Drag Race stuff. You know, each week we'll kind of chop it out the episode and put it out there, you know, for additional content on YouTube. But please go check that out. And if you want all the download of our thoughts of the latest of Drag Race. Well, community, hopefully you're staying safe out there. You know, it's 2024. If you haven't registered to vote, please register and vote. Please. We have primaries coming up and things like that. If you're not register for that. It's just important. And I know you guys are tired about it. We tired, this and that. I get it. It's not a time to be tired.
Look, if you want to keep Dwan Hawkins, you want to keep Dwan Hawkins in the United States, y'all better vote. That part. Because I'm telling you, if this shit goes the wrong way, I'm out.
Deuces.
I ain't lying.
Get Dwan in his pocketbook.
I ain't lying.
I'm gonna be back in
I ain't joking, bitch.
I can buy myself flowers.
I'll be like, y'all can have 4 more years. I will not. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I will find myself south of the border. Looks like I'll be dialing in from Brazil.
She'll be at the bodega.
Right there with you. Right there with you with some oiled up Brazilian.
Exactly.
Jesus.
y'all can deal with this cold and all this, political bullshit.
I had to go Copacabana. Anyway, community, wash your hands, wash your legs, wash your ass. We'll see you next week.
Bye,
Oh, and by the way, next week's episode. Woo, Jesus! Next week's episode. Make
yes,
sure. Make
that's
sure. Yes.
right.
We're finishing
Don't
up Black
wanna
History
miss
Month
it.
right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.